fluid coding and AI. Hugging Face just turned a normal developer question into a benchmark question. Can maintainers make an API friendlier for coding agents, or are we mostly guessing? The important part is not just whether an agent eventually gets the right answer. The real test is the path. How many turns did it take? How many tokens did it spend? Did it hit errors? Did it use the intended interface, or wander through the repo like a sleepy junior developer at 1 a.m.? Hugging Face published agent-eval in June 2026 as a tool-specific benchmark harness. Instead of asking which model is best overall, it asks a more local question. When coding agents use your software, which interface helps them complete real tasks with less waste and better traces? That matters because a correct final answer can still hide a hostile interface. Their reference case study used transformers. Agents had to solve machine learning usage tasks like sentiment classification, fill mask, image classification, audio transcription, captioning, and small compositional tasks. The benchmark compared 3 surfaces: a bare installed library, a full source checkout, and a package skill with CLI docs and task examples in context. It is a clean setup because the tasks are familiar, but the agent surface changes underneath. The clever bit is markers. A final answer tells you if the task matched. A marker tells you what behavior happened. Did the agent use the transformers CLI? Did it use the high-level pipeline API? Did it run help? That turns agent-friendly from a vibe into something maintainers can inspect. Here is where my expectation changed. I expected more instructions and a skill to be mostly good. Helpful context, better examples, fewer wrong turns. But the data says, for strong models, yes. For smaller models, sometimes the extra guidance made the agent worse. The benchmark did not say context is bad, it said context is an input you have to test like code. At the CLI plus skill commit, the 3 large model namespaces Hugging Face called out had 126 successes out of 126 matchable skill runs, with a median elapsed time of 14.6 seconds. On the clone tier at the same commit, they had 125 out of 126, with a median time of 18.3 seconds. That is a small but real signal, not just a high pass count, but less time spent getting there. But Qwen 314b tells the more useful story. At that same commit, its matchable success was 28 out of 42 on bare, 37 out of 42 on clone, and only 18 out of 42 on skill. For sentiment classification, clone went 5 for 5. This is exactly the kind of result maintainers miss if they only test the newest frontier model. The failure was not mysterious magic. Hugging Face reports Qwen 314b often misread the skill as if it exposed a callable agent tool. It tried things like a fake transformers command object, or concluded it had no tool capable of running a model instead of falling back to pipeline. The instruction artifact became part of the problem statement, and the model formed the wrong affordance from it. That is the design lesson. Agent-friendly does not mean add more documentation. It means the next correct action is obvious. The interface should be executable, non-interactive, parseable, and hard to confuse with a magic tool that does not exist. Your docs can be correct and still present the wrong shape to a model. I know, rude of agents to read docs too literally, but they do. The separate HFCLI benchmark makes that more concrete. Hugging Face compared CLI paths against curl and Python SDK fallbacks on 18 hub tasks, with fresh agent instances and live hub checks for grading. With Claude Code and Sonnet 4.6, the CLI scored 0.94 versus 0.84. With Codex and GPT 5.5, it was 0.93 versus 0.9. The bigger difference was cost. The non-CLI path used 1.3 to 1.8 times the tokens overall, depending on agent. On complex multi-step tasks, it used 2.4 to 6 times the CLI tokens. The generated CLI skill also cut mean commands or tool calls by roughly 30%. That is money, latency, and failure surface, not just a prettier transcript. Zoom out, and Hugging Face is not only benchmarking one library. The hub is becoming agent infrastructure. Jobs give agents compute, Buckets give them mutable storage for logs, traces, checkpoints, and working memory. Spaces expose agents.md files, so an agent can find schemas, call templates, polling steps, uploads, and auth hints. That is a full loop: instructions, execution, storage, and receipts. Agent traces are the receipt layer. They can show prompts, assistant messages, tool calls, tool results, and final answers. That matters because aggregate scores hide the messy part. A pass with 6 failed commands and a pass with 1 clean command are not the same maintainer signal. The trace is where you see whether the interface taught the agent or merely survived it. There are caveats. Agent-eval currently leans on deterministic tasks with exact match style grading. Fresh sessions pay discovery cost every run, while real agents may learn across a longer session. Agent-facing changes can also overfit the tested suite, and traces are useful but sensitive. They can contain file contents, prompts, local paths, tool outputs, and untrusted text. So the practical playbook is small but strict. Add 1 canonical happy path per task. Make CLI output parseable with JSON, TSB, quiet modes, full IDs, and no surprise truncation. Put data on standard out and hints on standard error. Avoid interactive prompts. Add dry run for destructive actions. Then test the behavior with markers. My verdict is that agent-friendly API design should be treated like compatibility testing. Do not ship a skill, CLI, or example and assume the agent understood it. Run the agent, inspect the trace, track the markers, test across model sizes. The smaller model failure is not a footnote. It is the whole warning label. If this helped you think more clearly about agents as real users of your software, like the video and subscribe to Fluid Coding and AI. The next time an agent passes, make sure the trace is something you would actually want to maintain.